get this thing rolling. I should probably turn on brace now. Okay, I'm good. Hello everybody, Element 12 here, and welcome to episode 7 of Attack on Titan review show thingy. Review on Titan, whatever I call it. Anyway, before I start this about this thing, I want to do a little thingy, which I mentioned last week that I wanted you guys to be a part of the conversation. I have my laptop. I actually got this new laptop. I want you guys to be a part of the conversation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a thing where I'm going to read off some of the comments I've gotten throughout the week, which I only got one this week, which I'm happy about. I'm going to read them off and sort of... the reason I'm doing this one in particular is because I meant to actually comment on this one before, but for some reason YouTube wouldn't let me reply to it, which was kind of dumb. But so because I'm gonna just read it right now. It's from user. I don't know your username. It's Japanese. It says 1356 Yu-Gi-Oh fan on your thing, so I will say Yu-Gi-Oh fan for now. I don't know how to pronounce your name because I don't speak Japanese because it's in kanji. While I'm reading this, I'll have like it on the screen right now in editing because that's how editing works. It's magical. They posted a really cool. He obviously was a part of the conversation. He mentions that he doesn't think you really find out what happens. Yeah, he says I don't think you'll find out what happens to Eren until episode 8, unfortunately, which kind of a bummer because episode 7 obviously didn't really talk about Eren at all. At least we don't think we've seen Eren at all. So that's kind of interesting. He talks about Armin because last week I was kind of complaining about Armin being annoying. So he puts a really good point. He says he says that Josh Grell, which he said he thought he's really impressed about his job, and he said like he brings up a good point about that he just witnessed his friend get killed in front of him, so it makes sense to act the way he did. So yeah, I can see that. He says he didn't really come up with. He said he's a character with a lot of self-loathing, who knows he's weak, and he hates the fact that he needs to be protected by his friends. So as I mentioned in my video, the last week's vlog, a major theme seems to be fight or get killed. And Armin feels like he's determined because his fears overwhelmed him and rendered him unable to fight. I understand you don't like the voice, but I interpret him as whiny, at least. Which I can see that, yeah, like, obviously everyone's gonna have different opinions. A lot of, like, obviously, freaking loyalists are gonna say that every voice in the dub is really bad, and some dub loyalists are gonna say every voice is better than it is in sub, or is amazing. I was honestly not a huge fan of his voice, like, at the beginning, like, I thought his voice was okay, but he's slowly becoming a bit grating. But I don't hate it. I think it's just not the best voice in the series. I just like the sub a bit better than the dub. And he mentions, or he or she, I don't know what gender is, I didn't really look it up. Mentions that they really like Mikasa's voice as well, which I mentioned about that, and I really do like it. And also they point out that the kid Eren is actually the same guy who does voice old Eren, which is Bryce Papenbrook, which is kind of cool. Thank you for the comment. I'll do them live. It's like a common thing, so definitely keep up the comments. So it's a lot of fun actually being able to talk to you guys and actually get back and forth. And it probably won't come up very well on camera. Hopefully it won't come up very well on camera. But I am like super like tan/burnt right now. I was out all day playing the new Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, which I'm not gonna talk too much about right now. I'll do the vlog for that. But if you might be comments going, hey, you look kind of burnt, which that's the reason why I'm kind of burnt. Is I play Smash Brothers, and if you want to hear me talk about that sometime around the time when this video comes out, there should be a video on my gaming channel about my experience with Smash Brothers, a little vloggy type video. So look forward to that. In the meantime, we're talking about friggin' Attack on Titan. Today's episode 7, which is, I believe, Attack on Trost Part 3. I think it's called Small Blade, or like Tiny Blade or something weird like that. It has a weird name. For me, a lot of the time, like, it seems that like every odd number episode of Attack on Titan is a really, really good one. And every even number is just kind of okay. Because, like, episode 1 was awesome, episode 2 was okay, episode 3 was awesome, episode 4 was okay, episode 5 was awesome, episode 6 was okay, And then episode 7 was really freaking awesome. Which, I don't know. By the time this year, they'll probably make a whole thingy about it. But, yeah. So this episode's really freaking awesome. Obviously, spoilers are coming up because I'm going to basically talk about what happened in this episode. In this episode, Mikasa goes over and finally meets up with Armin. Armin basically says to her and the group that everybody in his platoon, including Eren, is dead except for him, which a lot of people are shocked, and Mikasa, being one of Eren's best buddies, is really upset about it, and she goes on sort of like an emotional rampage, freaking killing all the Titans, and using up all of her fuel as possible, and there's this big thing about how they're being held up in the headquarters is being locked up and held up because there's Titans like so completely surrounding it, and there's this crazy scenes in there. A freaking dude blows his brains out, and that's freaking insane. That's freaking insane scene. There's this crazy part where like the guard's about to kill one of the other people for like, oh, you're treasonous. Like, oh, that's pretty crazy. But like she's going this sort of emotional rampage, and like, but going on this crazy emotional rampage, she eventually runs out of fuel, and she like falls to the ground, and gets hurt, and like. She's in this moment where like feels like she's about to give up, but for some reason she finds it that in her mind that she can't give up because, like I said in the last episode, there's a constant theme of sort of like, if you give up, that means you die, and if you don't give up, if you fight, you're gonna live, you're gonna win. So that's what she decided to do. Like Eren, when like in the last episode, Eren kind of forced that mindset into her, and since that, she became determined to believe that, and that's what is going on right now, that even in this last moment, she has no fuel, she has, like, barely a few swords, she's on the ground having to deal with freaking a Titan, that she's still going to try to fight to the very end, even though she's getting her ass kicked. And then, the crazy part of this episode is this freaking Titan. Like, another Titan comes out of nowhere and starts beating up the other Titan. Which is insane, because at this point they mentioned that Titans only attack humans, they didn't know anything about Titans attacking other Titans, so... This Titan, like, kicks him to the ground, just keeps beating him in the frick.
Yeah!